Hi, let's check out how this plugin works. Now, right this moment, I have already installed the plugin and activated it, as you will see here. It's right here. And immediately after activation, you will see a new menu directly under comments. And the first thing I want to do before I do anything is to go check out the settings tab. Now, the moment you have installed it and activated it, you will see that there is no Slideup yet. So if I refresh this, you'll see nothing at the bottom of the page because we haven't really set anything up yet. So the settings area is basically to tell the plugin what we need to, which Slideup that you want to use on your posts or pages, which Slideup you want to use on homepage and your archives, and how it should appear, whether it should appear immediately after a number of seconds or after scrolling action. For right now, I just want to keep it as immediately and make sure that it is saved. By default, it will save this information for you, but it doesn't have the first three naturally because we haven't created any. Next thing I want to do is go to Add New here under the Slideup menu, and I will create a new slider. And then I want to paste in some content here. And the next thing I want to do is scroll all the way down because here are my design options for the slider. There is the add or content type, which is nothing but just add whatever that you put in here. And then there is the opt-in, and then there's the social. So let's just choose the add content to begin with. And then I can decide if I want the border or not. Let's put a 3-pixel border, make it solid, and let's change the border color to red. And then I can choose to have a simple colored background. And let's have gray. And if I do not want a color, I can also choose one of these designs. Let's say I choose a light wool design. Now, if you choose a background image, then the background color will not show. So it's in an either or proposition right here. Now, because we're not using an autoresponder or a social, so everything below here is not necessary. And I will hit publish right here. Then I'd like to come back to my settings, and you will see that it's automatically selected the slider for the posts or pages. And I just want to select this particular slider for every single one of the pages on my site and click save. Now we refresh this and you will see my slider has come up here at the bottom. And because the background is very light, very classy, you may not see it in this video, but you will definitely see the background image when you're looking at your own site. The next thing I want to do is I want to test out the opt-in. So let's check that, select that option, and then I'm going to paste the autoresponder code here. And immediately it would have picked up the first field, which is the name field, and the email field. Now, if you do not want to collect the name field, you can just still remove that, leave it blank, and it will only show the email field. Then I have the option to change the name and email fields and also the button label. So I can change this to your name, which actually it is by default that already. And instead of subscribe, which is the default, I can change it to join now or whatever verbiage that you find is suitable. And I can also change the button. I kind of like this blue. Let's select that. And also the type of button. By default, it is regular. So let's change that to round. And we shall save this. And now let's refresh this page. You see now I have an opt-in box at the bottom here. And again, I can change these fields by going back to the Slideup and adding your own text in here. Then let's take a look at social, which will allow me to add some social links. For right now, I'm just gonna add some URL here just to make it show up. and just make sure social is selected here and click update and refresh. And now the opt-in has changed to social buttons at the bottom instead. With this plugin, you can also select different types of sliders to use. You can actually create another slider. And this time I'm just going to use a regular ad content with a simple background color. And I can go back to the settings and select a different type of slider for posts and pages, or you kind of mix and match up here and save. So now my home page will remain the same first slider that we created. And if I click on any post or page, it will use a different type of slider at the bottom here. And if you do not want a particular slider to show up, let's say on the About pages, there's no need for the slider that you just, and you can just simply click Edit Page and then just simply check that to disable the slider and update. Let's check out our results, and there's no slider. Or if you want a particular slider to show up on this page, let's say you have one slider that you've created just for this page, you can select that here as well. For maybe you want to revert back to the first slider for this particular page for whatever reason, we can view page, and then we'll have the first slider, but all other pages and posts are using the second slider. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope you like it, and you know where to get it.